Special thanks to Edge on something because he decided to do a video, and well, it's been a month since he did it. I looked at it and I was like, someday. So I watched it and it just brings up brand new questions. So first things first is the fact of, remember who's responsible for all this messed up mishap? The reason why Fox Kids doesn't exist no more, or at least didn't make it all the way to 2006. Jaime Saban's. Turns out, buying freaking Family Channel, it might just be more stuff he did, which again, you got billions of dollars. I don't understand why you had to freaking be a jerk. But somehow, he got Fox Kids into $2.3 billion in debt. And I would basically say it might have been because of the Family Channel, because that was the only move that someone told me, that the internet told me, and all the people who were actually pointing said it was that. That's the reason why Fox Kids went down. It went down because he had to make that messed up decision, and instead of being cool and be like, I'll pay the bill for that. Because dude, you got billions of dollars. You're a billionaire or something, right? You got billions of dollars to freaking damn give up. Like freaking damn. But anyways, so Disney got down. And Disney inherited that debt. And it's like, ouch, Disney inherited debt? So you inherited debt, and we don't know how much debt they gave to Hasbro. But you're telling me that somehow, I don't know. Again, I don't know how much debt they are still in because of Power Rangers. But they didn't do, I mean, they did mostly good, of course. But it's crazy enough that's like, you had to get out of that debt. And, well, they kind of gave us Power Rangers. They did. They gave us Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, SPD, Mystic Force, Operation Overdrive. You bastards. Then they gave us, Jungle Fury. And, which again is like, Jungle Fury is kind of like a mixed bag of, it's decent. But then all of a sudden, they want to just be like, and how many, let me do this again. So, Ninja Steel, Dino Fury, SPD, Mystic Force, Operation Overdrive. There were six seasons in. Then all of a sudden they want to cancel it. Yeah, so apparently, like I said in the previous one, that somehow Jungle Fury was the last straw. But it turns out that just like the old days where they're like, it's too much violence. Oh my god. And it's like, whoever's saying that crap, adults, parents, are you stupid? I mean, just look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Just look for yourself. That had a lot of violence in it. And then they started toning it down. This is basically light version violence versus what happened back in the day. And you're telling me it's still too much violence? Seriously? Seriously? I won't let my children watch this. It's like, well then good. Then good for you. Because guess what your kid's gonna still do? Buy the damn toys. They're gonna still ask for the damn toys. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna be like, okay, I don't think there's anything wrong if you buy the toys. We just won't let you watch the show. It's like, they still win. And either way, you're basically making your kids suffer. Think about that. Even though you're making all of us suffer. It's like, anyways, Jungle Fury might have been the reason why Power Rangers went under. But notice that the parents kept on talking about the damn violence and all that stuff. And then it turns out that there might be some things of Toei, which, if we look at Akiba Ranger, Season 2, Episode 5, I always will point at this, they basically talk about Sabans. They love Sabans. They don't talk about Disney whatsoever. Disney is not mentioned whatsoever. They talk about Sabans, the first freaking relationship they had. So if they did that, and then Disney tried to actually do something, and they said, here's my middle finger, we did it over here in Japan, it's like, Disney did something to them. Disney did something to upset them. So I have to believe that, yeah, they were trying to cut them out of more of the money that they were getting. Yeah, it was like Toei they were trying to get money out of it more than, they were taking Toei's cut a little bit. I have to believe that, because what else is there? And of course, you can see that I made a video some years ago. I talked about that. Toei even said "fuck you" when it came to make animated series, because they wanted to turn Power Rangers into an animated series. And it's like, okay. And then basically Japan went and made a cartoon. Well, basically it made a manga of Samurai Sentai Shinkenja, just to give a middle finger to the freaking Disney. But it turns out that no, they were making it. It was going to be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers related. It was getting the green light and everything, but then it got canceled somehow. Now something went bad. And I'm pretty sure that animated series might have been what they wanted to do with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So the whole revised version, that crap over there, was the effect of what happened when the deal fell through when it came to the animated series that they were trying to make. Anyways, now here's the interesting part about RPM. Even though it's kind of interesting, but like, oh, it's for an older crowd and stuff. It's like, so it's for an older crowd, but yet you didn't give a crap about the freaking intro. It's like, serious, the intro sucked ass. I'm sorry, but it sucked so much ass. It's like, it sounded still like for freaking damn kids, man. It's like, you gotta up your ante. Yeah, apparently it's the last season officially. They were forced to do it. They wanted Jungle to be Fury to be the last season, but lo and behold, Bandai was already making the toys. Just like the old days where it's like, you can't use the Die Ranger suits. We have so much more of the Mighty Morphin suits, so no, you can't use those suits. It's like, yeah, Bandai just came over here and put their foot down. It's like, okay. I mean, thank you, but y'all guys didn't put paint on the back of the freaking Rangers. What the fuck? It's like, yeah, we're making the toys, but it's like, you're skipping on the paint though, guys. You're skipping on the paint. What the heck? It's like, yo, seriously, what the heck? Not to mention, the freaking morphers are the cheaper versions versus what they got in Japan. For Go Onjur, their morphers are freaking awesome. The ones in America, it's like, they're crap. They're crap. I'm pretty sure they can break. They're crap. They're crap. Did it dap? The crap did it dap? And it's sad that the freaking line continues on, where it's like, it was the beginning of the end, because RPM all the way to now, they watered down shit for the kids. And it's like, yeah, I understand the cost of it costs too much money. It's like, understandable. And I was hoping that maybe the Legacy line will fix that, or a Lightning Collection now. It's like, either way, someone's going to have to fix what you did. You got to make it not cheap, no mo, for the collectors, for the actual fans out here. Make it cheap for the kids, that's messed the freak up, but sure, why not? But yeah, it gets very interesting being like, so this guy named Eddie, I'm going to call him Eddie. This guy named Eddie made Power Rangers RPM. They told him that they're going for a little bit more adult thing, like at least teenagers, pre-teens, that kind of theme. He can go as much as he wants. He's all good. And he gave us this, and it's like, whoa. It's amazing. Just look like, it's like, whoa. And he had much more to do, but then all of a sudden, apparently they fired him. And I'm like, so they fired him and they got Jude Lin. I know Jude Lin did some good stuff back in the day, and I guess he kind of did good stuff until he actually truly stepped down. But I'm like, nah, y'all guys should have got freaking them Eddie back. It seems like if you really are serious about freaking Power Rangers, Eddie is the good way to go. Eddie had some awesome crap that he fucking did. Should bring back Eddie. Hashtag bring back freaking Eddie G. Bring him back to Power Rangers. If you do that, and screw over Kathleen and Algent, allow him to be the top dog. Allow him to be the top one. I'm pretty sure Power Rangers would be so much better than what it is right now. I mean, it's okay, but still, the comedic relief, seriously? Look at RPM. Did he need comedic relief? Did he have any comedic relief in RPM? No, he didn't. Jim and Gemma could have been the comedic relief, which they kind of were, but the funniest part is that even though they kind of were, they weren't as messed up where it's like, oh, good Lord, what the fuck? And plus, they're needed because they're Rangers. I think Eddie did a great job with this series. What Jude Lynn did, and apparently, I guess the Black Ranger's sister was going to become a Ranger, and it's like, so there's Rangers that are missing because, well, note, they did make action figures. They had one for, we had Crimson, we had Sky Blue, and we had Silver. I thought it was just that they changed them, just changed. I think, no, it might have been Gold. But apparently she was going to be a Ranger too, so they were going to actually make a Ranger, extra Ranger, and kind of make like what happened to Corone, aka Astronema, but make it for real. It's like, yeah, it's like instead of waiting like a season later, they were going to make her a Ranger now. And it's like, that would have been cool. I kind of want to see what Ranger she would become. What were you thinking? I want to know. But in all seriousness though, Disney apparently didn't treat this one with respect, which personally, I was lucky enough to see it. But technically, Power Rangers wasn't treated with respect at all. I forgot when it got bad, but it got pretty bad where it's like, golf. We gotta watch golf. It's like, golf could seriously go fuck itself. Seriously. It's like, yeah, and we put it on Sundays. Like, you usually don't tell me that shit. And it's like, sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. When I went to North Carolina, I don't know when they were freaking airing Power Rangers in North Carolina. No idea when they were airing them at all. And as for RPM, it's like I had a chance to watch it and I didn't because the intro sucked. But as soon as I'm like, I have no other choice, I watched it, I liked it. It basically gave us a good marathon where I watched all the episodes, I believe. And then you had the behind the scenes episode, which sucked ass, where I'm like, you're taking me out of it. It's like, yeah, I want to actually enjoy the series. That should have been like a special feature in the freaking DVD. That should have never been an episode that you saw. And it's like, it's the first time they ever did that. It's like, well, no, that's not the first time they did that. Sadly, there was a freaking Japanese exclusive that saw in Japan that Operation Overdrive actually did do a special, but it was given only to Japan. Why didn't give us to Americans, everyone else who actually were watching the series? I don't know. They just gave it to Japan and it's like, okay, sure, why not? But the interesting part has to be the fact that Bandai was pushing for the series to continue and even funded it. And they fired Eddie, but apparently because of maybe he went over the budget and stuff. No idea. They never gave him a good reason why he was fired. But I would tell you, Hasbro, hire that dude. Put him on Power Rangers again. Hire that dude. If you seriously want to have good storytelling, hire that dude back. Hire that dude into your freaking damn ranks. He should outrank Cat Lady and Algent. Seriously, he should. He should freaking do it. Or at least allow him to be the guiding force where it's like, nah, that's too silly. Nah, I shouldn't do that. Oh, man. It's like, or, well, sadly, they're going to walk it back. But now, here's the interesting part. Hasbro doesn't want to use any of the Japanese footage anymore, apparently. Which I'm like, then use the freaking Megazord freaking stuff. Use the freaking suits. Use the freaking monsters. You can film your own shit. It's just that you're going to actually spend more time doing stuff versus saving a lot of time. RPM apparently did exactly that. They only just used the Zord fighting scenes, but everything else was actually brand new. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Dude, that's freaking awesome. And it's like, how in the world is Disney actually doing better than you, Hasbro? Seriously? You're whining and crying about this crap and they're like, I don't want to do this freaking season, but fuck it. And it's like, well, we're gonna do our own stunts. We're not gonna freaking complain about this shit. We just want to get this freaking thing done. It's like, and here you guys crying that you want to do something, your own stuff, and not have to freaking crumble because of the freaking Super Sentai season. Looks like they freaking figured out shit. Look at that. They figured it out. And here you are being complete jerkasses. The fuck? Yeah, and it's kind of funny listening in about the whole, what happened to SPD, the slow decline of, they slowly started to shrink the budget for Power Rangers. It's like, what the fuck? And then they were like, yeah, that's the reason why Omega Ranger was actually just voice alone. They're like, no. It turns out that, no, Disney was like, fuck you when it came to all the freaking Rangers. It's like, yeah, because it turns out that they didn't know how many Rangers there were. And then Disney decided to push back, being like, fuck you. Have only 6 Rangers. That's all you get. And then they were able to slowly put, actually, I think they got to have 7 Rangers. Yeah, but they slowly pushed back. They're like, no. Like, yeah, they didn't want to have a lot of Rangers. Think about them if they had freaking Q Ranger then. If that was too much Rangers now, think about 14 of them. But from what I heard was that they didn't even know how many Rangers there were, and then as soon as they kept on adding them, they were like, yeah, we're not gonna freaking hire more freaking actresses or actors, fuck you. So they had to get people who voice actor. From what I've heard, it was more the fact of they found people who crew members freaking voiced them. That's what they did. But anyways, in the end of it all, my real question is this: if Bandai was really truly gun-ho to continue on with Power Rangers, how come they really were able to freaking bend the knee? Because Disney decided to do sorry about that. Disney decided to make let's try this again. The only thing I don't understand is that if Hasbro is really gun-ho on doing more seasons, how did they bend the knee when it comes to the revisions? The reimagine, whatever you want to call that crap. They gave us Power Ranger toys. My favorite Power Ranger toys, but they were cheap as fuck. Like, seriously, y'all guys release cheap, horrible freaking damn toys. It's cool that you gave a Zord Builder. I have the Megazord over here that's Zord Builder related. Couldn't even commit to give us a damn Dragon Zord either. But it's like, that was cheap, horribly cheap. I thought they were done too. They were like, okay, kill Power Rangers, we're done with that crap as well. And the thing is that, number one, they were able to continue on. They tried their best, they got somehow rejuvenated, but Samurai, Megaforce, I think even Super Megaforce, all those toys suck. It's like, well, I'll give them credit. The Megazords weren't too bad, but they were a bit cheap. The figures went from like 6-inch to 4.5-inch or whatever. So they shrunk the inches down. It's like, the frick? And it took them all the way to, I think, Dino Charge when they finally figured out, oh, we should make them like these. Really? It took you that long to figure crap out? And the Super Megaforce gun was so freaking horrible. It's like, did you even try? But as soon as the Legacy collection happened and stuff, that's when they really showed that they can do this. The only messed up part is that they did ruin the Mighty Morphin team, but everyone else, they did pretty good. So they kept on going, and then as soon as Hasbro took it, they were like, we're cool with it. We don't care. Fuck you. We're done. I'm glad we're done. Freak this. We're good. We're fine. See ya. Bye. Because you would figure, even though Hasbro has the licensing and stuff now, Bandai would still make it. Because, well, Bandai was still a part of freaking Power Rangers. But, as you can see, they don't want to do anything with Power Rangers. So, were they faking everything? They were faking it until, like, okay, Power Rangers will die soon enough. They didn't even give Kamen Rider Dragon Knight the honor either. So, it seemed like to me that they were freaking tired as well. I think it was a miracle that RPM actually happened. So I don't really know what happened or what case this really is, but I'll just tell you one thing. Apparently Disney actually saw Power Rangers as a harmful thing that they didn't really want to even be a part of. That's why I know Disney Power Rangers. So apparently, yeah, they just distanced themselves from it. They said, we didn't do Power Rangers, and apparently we're ashamed of it. And it's like, don't be ashamed of it. It's funny looking at the later years now. It's like, okay, you're ashamed of Power Rangers, but you're not going to be ashamed of the 3 freaking Star Wars movies you made? Ooh, there's so many things that you did in the later years that I'm like, and you were ashamed of Power Rangers. Really now. As for Bandai is the weirdest one, where it's like, they were once for Power Rangers, and I was thinking, oh, they're with freaking Disney, where they're like, yeah, kill Power Rangers, we'll be done, we're cool. But they came back and they didn't show that they rejuvenated, being like, okay, let's not do cheap stuff. We're going to do some awesome stuff here. We're going to show that Power Rangers is back. And look at your wimpy figures. Look at your crap piece of trash swords. The frick. The morpher, what the frick? The sword, what the frick? I think the sword would be the same either way, but still. Well, technically the sword was kind of done well. That's like the sword was the only thing that done well, the cockpit version of the sword. But all I can tell you is that, oh boy, I don't know what Bandai was really thinking. Maybe they were with Power Rangers to the end, but they showed that they were going cheap, and they had to chugga until they actually get to where they're not cheap anymore, or at least not noticeably cheap. But it just gets very messed up. Whereas, like, I don't know where exactly did they lie in this whole entire thing, because apparently RPM they were in. It seems like they were all in on Power Rangers, but it also seemed like they were a bit tired because the product that they gave the freaking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which I bet, yeah, the series was cheap, but that doesn't mean that you can make cheap toys for the cheap freaking series. I'm just saying, is that it didn't show that you truly love Power Rangers. It just showed that, hey, you go cheap or you go cheap too. We're fine with any Power Rangers. We're tired of this too. So we're not going to put a lot of work into it. We're going to allow Power Rangers to end. We're okay with it. That's what it sounded like. That's what it seemed like they were doing. So I just need to understand what truly Bandai America was thinking. What was really their freaking stance on Power Rangers, especially after RPM. And why in the world did you give us these freaking small ass toys that don't even scale well with the others? I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at Super Mega Force Silver standing up to SPD. He's like one head short. What the fuck? He's one head short. It's like, yes, he's my little kid. He's my little brother. It's like, seriously, man. Seriously, what the...